Meet this incredible man named Bryan Mataya, and he's 60 years old. Yes, you heard right, exactly 60. But when people find out his real age, the first reaction is almost always the same. This can't be happening. He has a toned body, high energy levels, clear eyes, and a lifestyle that even many 30-year-olds can envy. But the most amazing thing is that Bryan does not use any secret technologies, anti-aging procedures, or extreme methods. In this video, you will learn which daily principles help him maintain his health, strength, and youth at the age of 60. And most importantly, many of these habits can not only improve the appearance, but literally slow down the aging of the body from the inside today. Therefore, watch this video to the end. It will be interesting and useful. So, let's get started. The first thing in Bryan Mataya's lifestyle is movement, but not the movement that many people imagine. He's not trying to kill himself by training. He doesn't live in the no pain, no result mode. Conversely, his approach is based on regularity and diversity, and that's a huge difference. Most people make one mistake. They either don't exercise at all, or they start exercising too aggressively, overload their joints and nervous system, and quit after a couple of months. Bryan does it differently. He trains the whole body, paying attention to each muscle group, and constantly changes exercises. This is important not only for muscles, but also for the brain. When a person makes the same movement for years, the body adapts and stops receiving a full-fledged stimulus. A variety of movements makes the nervous system work more actively, improves coordination, and literally preserves the youthfulness of the brain. Another important principle of his life is activity outside the gym. Many people think that if they went to a workout for an hour, then that's enough. But the body evaluates not only the workout, but the total amount of movement per day. Bryan spends a lot of time outside, and this is a powerful factor of longevity, which is rarely discussed in sufficient detail. Walking in the fresh air reduces the level of chronic inflammation in the body. Namely, chronic inflammation is now considered by scientists to be one of the main mechanisms of aging. When a person is constantly sitting at home, moving little and almost never in the sun, his body begins to work in an energy-saving mode. Metabolism slows down, blood circulation worsens, and energy levels drop. The following principle of Bryan Mataya sounds very simple, but almost no one adheres to it: restoration. People are obsessed with exercise, but they don't understand the value of rest at all. In fact, the body does not get younger during exercise. He gets younger while recovering from it. If a person constantly does not get enough sleep, lives in stress, and overloads himself, the body begins to wear out rapidly. The level of cortisol, the stress hormone, increases. Because of this, the quality of the skin deteriorates. Fat accumulates faster in the abdominal area, testosterone levels decrease, and vascular aging accelerates. That is why some people look exhausted already at 35 to 40 years old. But perhaps the most unusual secret of Bryan Mataya is not related to the body, but to thinking. He accepts his age, and this is a very important idea. Many people after 40 begin to psychologically fight against time. They either become apathetic and write themselves off in advance, or they are desperately trying to prove that they are still 20. And both extremes destroy a person. Bryan does not live in age denial. He's not trying to look like a teenager. He just doesn't let numbers determine his quality of life. That's a huge difference. Positive thinking is not naive optimism or an attempt to ignore problems. This is the ability to conserve internal energy. When a person regularly experiences chronic negativity, his nervous system is constantly in threat mode. This affects hormones, immunity, and even the rate of cell repair. And here Bryan shows a very important example. He's not trying to beat age, he cooperates with his body. It adapts loads, listens to the body, remains active, and does not turn health into a cult of suffering. That's why his system has been working for years. There is one more detail that many will consider a trifle, although in fact, it is an indicator of a smart approach to the body. Bryan trains in clothes made of breathable materials. It would seem, what does youth have to do with it? But there is an important principle here. Comfort affects the quality of training and recovery. When the body overheats, the load on the cardiovascular system increases. Poor clothing impairs thermoregulation, increases discomfort, and can even increase post-workout fatigue. And a person who feels comfortable during physical activity is more stable and lasts longer. Another important thought that every viewer should understand is that youth is not the absence of age. Youth is the body's ability to adapt. While the body is recovering, moving, maintaining strength and interest in life. A person remains young much longer than is commonly believed. Look at most people. Many people do not start to age because they have turned 50 or 60. They start to age when they stop moving, stop being interested in life, and stop taking care of themselves. The body adapts to the lifestyle very quickly. If you live like an old man at 35, your body will age faster. If you stay active, curious, and moving at 60, your body will resist aging much more effectively. The story of Bryan Mataya is also important because it destroys a dangerous myth. The myth that after a certain age, it's too late to change yourself. In fact, the body is able to improve at almost any age. Muscles can become stronger. The heart is more resilient. The brain is more active. But improvements can take decades, and if you put all the principles of Bryan together, you get a very interesting formula for youth. Regular movement without fanaticism. A variety of workouts for the body and brain. Outdoor activities. Recovery as an essential part of health. Positive thinking without age denial. And a comfortable, sustainable lifestyle that can be maintained for years. Friends, what do you think of this man? Write your opinion in the comments. If this video was useful to you, then please like it and share the link with those who might find it particularly useful. We also recommend watching this video that's currently appearing on your screen.